Awesome. Thank you. All right, everyone. Welcome. This is Talk Why Will No One Play With Me, teaching parents to become their child's social skills coach. You can be a coach. You can be a parent. You can be a grandparent. Does not matter. So I'm going to introduce myself. Thank you. Just so you have a little context. I am a mother of an ADHD child. I have ADHD myself. I was diagnosed back in the 80s. I am an ADHD coach for families. I worked at the Hollowell Center for years, and that's actually where I started doing a lot of social skills coaching. And I'm the leader of the Fundamentals of ADHD Coaching for Families at the ADD Coach Academy, which is sort of the only certified place where ADHD coaches are trained. I love it. I'm training many family coaches, meaning people to work with children, because a weird thing about our coaching industry is most people train to work with adults. And as we know, there's many people with children who need help. I guest host on Attention Talk Radio, which is just so much fun. I am trained in social thinking. I completed the 1A social thinking training and worked there for a time. And I got my master's in education from Lesley University, as well as early childhood development. And my book, Why Will No One Play With Me, is coming out in 2017. And actually, my agent is selling it as we speak. I have one or two offers, so we'll see how that lands. I want to tell you a little bit about how this concept came to be. 12 years ago, I started working with ADHD children, finished coaching school, having a new career, and I started doing some social skills coaching with therapists at the Hollowell Center. And I had this realization really quickly that even if you are a parent with a kid who's in a social skills group, you're on the front lines. And I didn't have kids at the time, but it still seemed to me that in most social skills groups, parents don't get very much education, or you might be in a place where there are no social skills interventions that you can sign up for. And I was working with kids and things went along, and a little boy one day looked at me and said, I said, what do you want to work on? Or I said something like, what is it that you would change if you could change anything? I think we were talking about a reading log at the time. And he looked at me and I said something like, what do you want to know? And he said, I want to know why no one will play with me. And it started this journey for me because I heard it over and over and over again from kids. And the mothers I worked with, because I often do parent coaching, especially if kids are little, and the mothers were kind of socially isolated too, because if no one plays with your kid, then you lose opportunities for friendship. And it started this journey for me. And so I started to sort of design some interventions and design some things that I was doing that were a little different, which was to teach parents how to do the social skills coaching. And when I got my master's, it was a self-designed master's in executive function, and I wrote what is now the book, working with professors who are experts in the field and saying, what is it that we would need to do? Now, parents need to know, in order to help your kid in the day-to-day, how new social behaviors are developed. And that's a gap for most parents, which is okay because there's things I don't know. I don't know how to tune up my car. And you shouldn't have to know everything. But my goal is to tell you key things. Now, here's what I'd say to you. The Why Will No One Play With Me full program would take me literally 2 days to give to all of you. It's 8 steps. It's a lot. So when I was thinking about this talk and others I'm giving, I said, all right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you the most important thing, which is how to coach your kid through social dilemmas. Because there's how to assess your kid and all these different things. And it's not that they're not important, but it's that you can't get it all today. And I think it would be like a fire hose. I think it would be so overwhelming, you couldn't do it. So here's why. Parents are on the front lines, right? You go to a barbecue with your child, you're at Christmas, relatives are always so helpful with suggestions, and you're at a play date, or you're watching your teenager who's not invited to stuff. And you need to know some methodology of how to make this work. Please, everyone, come in. It's welcome, welcome. So I'm going to show you not only by demonstrating, but the coaching concept. And the coaching concept really is open questions rather than tell. And we're going to coach through a bunch of different things. And the reason that coaching works is because it allows your child to hear you. So think about your mother-in-law or your own parents, right? When my mother-in-law tells me something, I'm less likely to listen. But if she asks me a question, I might not jump right to done, right? Our teenagers and our children are the same way. This is meant to give you a technique that you can use with your children.